My name is Dr. Helen Stark and I'm a Postdoctoral Research Fellow here at the Institute for Advanced Study in the Humanities. My research project is called Romantic Graves and the dates are about 1800 to 1815. So my research project while I'm here at IASH is about graves in Romantic period literature. So we would roughly define the Romantic period as about 1780 to 1820. I'm specifically interested in the end of that period, so my research at the moment is starting about 1800, finishing 1815. So I'm looking at the moment in particular at an essay by William Godwin, which was written in 1809. That's been the bulk of the work while I've been here at IASH. I'm really interested in why Godwin feels the need to write an essay about the grave and its purpose at this particular point in time. And we see lots of other authors doing this at the same time as well. We see William Wordsworth doing it, we see Ugo Foscolo, an Italian author, doing it. We see it cropping up in novels, in poetry, as well as in essays during this period. So I'm interested in why these authors are really excited about the grave at this period, why they see it as having a moral purpose, which is often what is coming through at a superficial level, that the grave is important because it can teach us something, it can educate us, it's important for national identity. I think there's something political going on here as well, and that's the bit that I'm really interested in. It's about the political value of the grave during this period, and I think that's because it's a time of social upheaval. As a literary scholar, my methodology is always to start with a primary text, so to start with a novel, to start with a poem, to start with an essay. The research that I'm doing here at IASH is slightly different to what I've done before, because while I've always been a historicist, so I've always been interested in putting the text into their historical context, the work that I'm doing here is on burial and the grave, as I've been saying, and there hasn't been very much work done in literary studies in applying anthropological and archaeological methodologies to literary texts. So people might think about graves or bodies or burial, but they don't think about what were the historicised practices to do with burial. They don't think about how did an 18th century person actually bury their dead. They don't think about, you know, how was a Methodist burial different to a standard Church of England burial. So the research that I'm doing here is trying to combine literature with archaeology and anthropology. So that second part is a really new part for me, and I guess for me that's one thing that's really great about being at IASH, because you know there are anthropologists here, there are archaeologists here. You can just go and talk to someone and be like, you know, have I got this right? Am I doing this in the right kind of way? Because there's so much expertise here that you can draw on. And so it's been a really exciting opportunity for me to have a go at doing something a bit different, I suppose.